Coach Rye from Functional Flex. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel right now. I got tons of great, awesome content for you here. And this is the only place you're going to get. I'm making exclusive content just for YouTube that's relevant to competitions and fitness in general. So get it right here because it's the only place to get it. Please subscribe. Thank you so much. All right, so what I want to talk about today is one question I get all the time about nutrition. Okay, so nutrition is this thing that comes up all the time regarding like, what should you do? What type of diet should you do? Should you do keto? Should you do paleo? Should you do a meal plan? What about macros? What's if it fits your macros? What's flexible dieting? And I get questions about nutrition all the time and what's the best approach to take when it comes to wanting to get any type of health and fitness kind of goal, right? And so what I always tell people is that, okay, first thing you got to do is you got to know what goal you're trying to attain. So you need to know if you're trying to build muscle or burn fat. And a lot of times you're going to have to do one over the other for a certain amount of time before you can do both together. And what I mean by that is it requires a caloric surplus to build muscle, caloric deficit to burn body fat. So if you want to get the blend of whatever one, you kind of got to figure out which one you're going to focus the most on if you want to be the most effective. You can do what's called a recomposition, but you know, it's hard to do. You need a coach to do that for sure. If you're going to do it yourself, it's one or the other. Kind of burn fat first or build muscle first and focus on the other one after, okay? So the point is you gotta know your goal first off. Second off, now you gotta find something that's gonna make sure that you can attain that goal. So if you wanna build muscle, we know it's caloric surplus. If you wanna burn fat, we know it's caloric deficit. So now you gotta find the most sustainable approach for you to get each one of those things done. Because as hard as it is to imagine, it's just as hard to eat enough calories to build muscle as it is to eat as little calories to burn body fat. People struggle with both all the time. I work with, hundreds and thousands of clients over the years, and I know that people that are trying to build muscle have a hard time doing it, and people that are trying to burn fat have a hard time doing it, despite the fact that either one of them might say it's easier to do either one over the other, okay? And so the point is, you gotta be able to come up with something sustainable, because if you want it to be as easy as possible and you want the best results, you gotta have something that has a long-term effect, okay? So generally, I stray away from recommending things like keto or paleo or clean eating or one-day meal plan you repeat like 50 times over. I generally stay away from that as a coach because I don't see the longevity in that. I haven't seen that in years working with as many people as I have. I've never seen people like been able to do keto for 6 years. I've never seen people been able to do paleo for 6 years. I've never seen people that do clean eating and do well on that for more than 6 weeks. You know what I mean? Like, people need to think about the reality of the world we live in, which now is a world where science has shown that, okay, the body takes macros in and knows them based on what they do to the body, okay? So in other words, a protein comes into the body, your body knows what to do with the protein because it recognizes it as a protein. Fat comes in the body, your body recognizes the fat and knows what to do with it because it's a fat. And same for carbs, same for fibers. Your body gets the food in, right? Your body gets the food in and it recognizes them as nutrients, macro and micronutrients. But it doesn't have little fairies inside your stomach to say, okay, this carb came from brown rice, so it's better for us. This one came from white rice, so it's bad for us. Your body does not do that, ladies and gentlemen. This is the common theme with all the clean eating and the keto and all this other kind of stuff. That people do this because they think for some reason the body is perceiving these nutrients differently depending on the food it comes from. And in reality, it does not do that. The science has shown that now. The old school bro science way of thinking all that kind of stuff is out the door if you look at the real new age science of 2019, okay? If you want to go back to the 70s and 80s where they invented all this shit, go ahead. You can look at the shit there. It's wrong now based on what we're seeing with new science, new research that's ongoing and consistently proving the point that the body recognizes nutrients as nutrients, okay? And so what that means is the most sustainable approach for you then is one that's balanced. And to me, that means flexible dieting, macro tracking. I'm not a big, huge fan of the if it fits your macros, but it's the same kind of gig, right? It is the flexible diet, it is the macro tracking. And the way that works, if you don't know what I'm talking about yet, is basically you need the right amount of calories for your goal. Then they need to be broken up into macronutrients, okay? And the macronutrients are your proteins, your carbs, your fats, your fibers. So that's going to cover them all. I throw fibers in because it is important for how all the other nutrients are digested, okay? And basically you have these goals, and then you fill these goals with the foods that you need to eat to attain the goals. And so a lot of people will do it with a food tracking app. Some people do it old school and write it out. I don't really know why. But the apps these days, you can scan barcodes on food. You can type in banana, pops up with the banana. banner, and it gives you all the macros, everything that you would need, and then it deducts from your goals. Very simple, right? So if you get your calories, you get your macros, you track your foods, now you can get the results that you want to get. Now you can get like actual, real results in the long term sustainably, and you don't have to eat the same things every day. You can eat different things you want. You can eat the cheap foods that people tell you can't eat if you can put them in your goals, and everything else that comes with those is longevity. It's sustainable. It means results once and keep them for life. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Not the rebound, not the classic yo-yo, the stuff where people do keto for 4 weeks or whatever, and they lost 10 pounds and then they fell off keto and gained back 20. You know what I mean? Like that happens all the time. Or people do this kind of, they do their clean preps, right? They're super clean preps with the chicken and brown rice 4 times a day with 2 meals of tilapia and asparagus for 12 weeks, and then they wonder why they gained 30 pounds back after competition. Restrictive means rebound, okay? So if we think about your nutrition as a rubber band, right? We take a rubber band and I pull it this way very, very long time. This is restrictiveness. It's gonna snap back eventually and go the other way. So what the better approach is to create a balance profile, a circle of actual results where you're in a balanced center and you can get results, you can get progress, you can have the ability to go out and eat food with your friends and family, you can go to restaurants, you can eat your favorite foods, you don't have to deprive things or get a healthy eating disorder, as I like to call it. You can actually just eat a balanced diet and eat whatever you want, get results you want, your body's gonna work great, your body's gonna feel great, you're gonna have great results, and you're gonna be able to sustain it. So what could be better? There's nothing actually better than that, right, when it comes to nutrition. And a lot of people, you know, they say, oh, macros, everybody only focuses on the macros, they're not getting the micros. Well, in reality, any macro you're gonna have is gonna come with micros, okay? There's micronutrients in everything. So most of the time, if you're eating the correct amount of calories and the correct macronutrients, you're gonna get the correct micros right away. You don't need to per se track them. They're gonna be in the realm, and if they're not, you can always take a multivitamin or something else to supplement them if you're not doing that. But the point is, you should be able to get both. You should be able to have both. You should be able to have a perfectly healthy diet and also just track your macronutrients. And it makes it very simple, easy to travel, very sustainable. This is the approach that I use for all my clients. I've used for people that want to lose 50 pounds and they lost 60. I've used it for competitors that said it wasn't possible. I've used it for pro athletes, musicians, all types of people, Hollywood actors. Flexible dieting has been the thing for everything for the people I've coached because it is sustainability. It is the stuff that people that come to me that have tried to lose weight with every fat diet in the book for the past 10 years, and they say, you know what, Coach Rye, you're the last resort, dude. I've seen your stuff talking about flexible dieting. This is it. This is my last shot. I've tried everything in the book for the past literally 10, 15 years, never been able to break my 10-pound loss plateau. Well, they lose 30, 40 pounds doing this. They lose the weight they want to lose. They get where they want to be because it is goals that are there, and they work, and they need to be monitored. They need to be adapted, of course, as you go, but they work because it's longevity, it's sustainability. I get a lot of people that are on prep or on diets or whatever, trying to lose weight, build muscle, and they're like, I don't even feel like I'm on a prep. I don't even feel like I'm on a diet like I've been before. I'm not lethargic, I'm not tired, I'm not hating everything, I'm not miserable choking down another dry piece of chicken breast. I'm having a great time and a great life. And that's the point of nutrition, ladies and gentlemen. That's the point of getting fit. Like, are you trying to do this for a few weeks? Are you trying to do this for the rest of your life? If you want the lifestyle, if you want the health, you find what works longevity-wise. It's going to work for you in the long haul. And I have seen in my experience as a coach thus far for 9 years now that flexible dieting is the best way to do it because it allows for the variability, it allows you to have the foods that you wouldn't get normally, and it allows you to get the results in the long term. So that is everything to me. That is everything to the clients that I have. The stuff that I've trained people that had eating disorders before and things like that and been able to introduce this to them, and it's changed their life. So flexible dieting, getting control of your nutrition can obviously change your life on any front, whether you got weight to lose, muscle to build, whatever it is, you got an eating disorder you want to fix, all this kind of stuff. It can change your entire life. So the thing for me is, if we're going to change your life, like, make sure it's for a lifelong time. Don't go through the repeated bouts of the fad diets and everything else and all the new kind of weird meal plans that come out and the special fads that pop up every year. Like, keto's been around 50 times since it was released in the 60s, you know what I mean? And it comes back with a different name every year and people do the same thing every time. But the point is, those things are never sustainable. They're never long term. If you can't do it for the rest of your life, you should probably backtrack and think about if you want to do it for any part of your life first. Because the results will be better always, every single time, when you build something that is consistent and can last a lifetime. And that's, to me, so far, what I've learned as a coach with 8 different certifications, thousands of clients' experience. Flexible dieting is the one thing that does that. It can do that for everybody. It can do that for you too. So if you want more information about flexible dieting, hit my website, teamflex.com. I got tons of stuff on there. There's 2 F's in that, teamfflex.com. Great stuff on there for you. Free content about flexible dieting, how to get it. I can even coach you on your macros. I got coaches that can coach you on your macros, can teach you the whole process, get you the results you want to get you where you want to be, okay? And so just check it out. Just give it a shot. If you're one of those people that struggle and you're stuck, we can help you. I can help you figure it out. It's not as hard as you think. It's really, really easy, right? It's really easy actually to get into a formula with macros and get results and have them for the rest of your life. So if you can do that and you're not, why aren't you doing that yet? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Coach Rye is out.